16 is the Advanced TV Final with your host, Cesar Meno.
Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Crusader Country, where we catch up with activities going on in ALJ. I'm Cesar Meno. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get on with the show. Today is June 22nd, the next to last day of the school year. I can almost taste the sweet summer break, going for a dip at the swimming hole or body surfing at the Jersey Shore. But you can't do that if there's no water. Some people think that water might be the next fossil fuel, like oil and gas. Water is a natural resource that there is a chance we might run out of. Water shortage is even more of a concern with an increase in the number of droughts taking place around the world. How concerned should we be? And what can we to help the conservation of water? Let's take a look.
One billion people have no access to safe drinking water. 125 million hours are spent daily by women and children collecting drinking water. 70% of the world's fresh water is used for agricultural irrigation, while most farming occurs in water-scarce regions. Water conservation school facilities. Tips for students and staff. Discuss water conservation with landscapers and janitorial crews. Post signs promoting conservation areas where water is used. Create a water-saving suggestion box for students and staff. Develop programs to promote water conservation in the community. Stay informed about the latest requirements for water conservation. Why is water conservation important? Demonstrates responsible resource management, saves energy and money, keeps water rates lower by delaying the need to develop new water supplies. Benefits wildlife and our ecosystem. Saving water is a part of our community's identity. Water is life.
What I think you should do for water conservation is you shouldn't let your water run when you're brushing your teeth. Every time you put the toothbrush and you wet your toothbrush, you should turn off the water, and every time you need to use it, you should turn it back on. That's what I think you should do. Let's get on to the next topic. Speaking out of nature and water, we thought it might be valuable to talk to two of our science teachers here at Johnson who sponsored the Environmental Club. Let's see what they have to say about the future of our planet.
I'm here with the advisors of the Recycling Club, Ms. Radcliffe and Ms. Morris, to talk about how much the Recycling Club has made a difference and how recycling can help the world. How long have you been in the Recycling Club?
We've been advisors of the Recycling Club since 2019.
Has the Recycling Club made a difference at school and outside of school?
Yes, definitely inside and outside the high school. The students during activity period, they collect recycled material from each of the classrooms, and we are helping the environment. You know, the environment of Clark, all the material is put into a recycling bin outside the building, and Clark Recycling Company comes and picks it up, and it recycles the material that we collect.
If you were to give a message to those people that don't recycle, what would it be?
Is that what you do matters, and that even if you think it doesn't, it does. You're part of a bigger thing. It's everyone can make a difference.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Remember, everyone can make a difference. Your one little part is a little part of the piece of the world. And you're not only including the present, but you are looking for our future generation. You're doing this for the future generations. Save our planet. We need it.
Remember to recycle at home and at school.
Thank you.
I personally think the Environmental Club is very helpful and useful, and all the environmental students that are participating in the club, they go around each and every single classroom and pick up all the recycling, and I think it's very necessary and important to recycle That's it for the recycling club. Let's get on to the next topic. In addition to several clubs offered here at ALJ, we also have a multitude of elective, some of them based on the arts. Connor Chin spoke to our music teacher and band leader, Mr. Kerbal, about the music program here at Johnson. Let's take a look.
Sometimes the value of arts and education is overlooked. Today, we spoke with Mr. Crable and some of his students to learn what they thought about the topic. What are some different ensembles in ALJ's music program?
So at Arthur L. Johnson, we have the concert band choir, but then after school we have jazz band, marching band, and indoor percussion, all three of which are regularly competing during their competitive seasons.
Why did you join ALJ's music program?
Well, it was my senior year, and I haven't done band in a while, so I want to get involved a little bit, meet some new people, play some music again.
After middle school, I wanted to further my career in band, I guess you could say, and I wanted something to take up my time in my summers and something just more enjoyable to do.
What ensembles are you a part of?
Well, I was part of the jazz band, and I played one song for the concert band.
I'm in marching band, jazz band, indoor percussion, concert band. I was in choir for a little bit too, and parade band.
Why should students take music classes instead of other academic courses?
I would argue that music would be kind of an academic class, considering it's considered a language, the universal language. But all the studies of how it could be linked to academic success, such as the top kids academically, in a lot of schools are usually also in the band program to some caliber, whether it's choir or band. But I don't really have an argument of why they should take it over other classes per se, because I think people should just take whatever classes they want.
What motivates you to play music?
Well, I enjoy music. I listen to a lot of it. I really always enjoy jazz, so I want to get involved and be able to expand my taste.
I enjoy the happiness you get when you finish a piece successfully and when you know you did a good job.
How can joining the music program benefit other students?
You get to meet other people, you get to play music, learn and improve your skill, and there's a lot to benefit from the music program.
It makes you have a sense of community and you know everyone really well. It's like a really big family and everyone just really is there for each other and really likes each other.
What can students learn that will help them once they get out of school?
One of the big things I try to drill into band, especially my competitive ensembles, are the responsibility factor of being responsible for having your stuff known and be able to excel at, and not hiding behind excuses of whatever real life activities might occur, within reason of course. But leadership skills, preparation, being on time, these are all things that are pretty pivotal in a competitive ensemble.
What is your favorite part of teaching?
My favorite part about teaching is when I have a really quiet student and I get to watch their personalities unfold a little bit as they get comfortable in the program. A lot of my 8th graders, when I first met them, they're very small little beans and they, will cower and cry. But then as they go to rehearsals and compete, their confidence starts to increase, and I feel like that's like linked to the musical experience. At least that's what it was for me when I was in high school. So when I see that in other students, especially my younger students, it means a lot to me as an educator. So that would definitely be my favorite part about teaching.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about the music program?
It's a great experience. You get to meet Mr. Crable. He's quite the character.
Okay, thank you.
It's a wonder man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells will be doing for us? And I'm giving all my love to this world. Only 2 years old. I can't see, I can't breathe. No more will we be.
I personally love music, yo. It's so cool and fun. Especially like the lyrics and stuff to nowadays, like it's so much like fun and cool. We got on to the next thing. We know that summer gives us a lot more free time for some of us. That means days at the beach, hanging out with the poolside with friends. For those who prefer to stay indoors, play video games, here's Jack Gattulo with the review of retro game that has been renewed and updated. Let's check it out. Latest edition of Power and Slave Assumed.
Power Slave Exhumed is one of the best remasters of an old first-person shooter game I've ever played. It smoothly combines old and new mechanics. This remaster is the perfect hybrid and synchronization of the original PlayStation and Sega Saturn versions of Power Slave. The latest version is available for Windows, Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S. The original 1996 release was for multiple platforms: Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, and MS-DOS. Each of the platforms had differences between them, with the MS-DOS version being almost an entirely different game. However, the beauty of Power Slave Exhumed is that it takes elements from each of those 3 different platforms to create an entirely new experience. If you're a fan of the original game, don't worry. Power Slave Exhumed has both the Blue Scorpion and Red Spider enemies from the Sega Saturn and PlayStation versions of the 1996 game. This game is one of the earliest examples of a first-person Metroidvania game. Metroidvania games are a genre of video games which allows you to explore rich and expansive labyrinths while collecting different items to enhance your player character. Though in most of these games, the perspective is from a side-scrolling point of view, Power Slave was unique for its time in that the POV is first-person. This would undoubtedly inspire later games in the genre, such as Metroid Prime and others. Although at first blush, it would seem as though a first-person POV wouldn't work in a large open-ended space like a Metroidvania game, it surprisingly flows very cohesively. The plot of the game is quite simple and light for FPS standards of this era. You play as an unnamed soldier sent into the city of Karnak, Egypt, to explore a wide variety of caves, ruins, and even spaceships to stop an alien species named the Killmot. The alien enemies intend to use the remains of Ramesses the Great to rule the world and enslave humanity. The progression of your character's powers in the game is also a great highlight to really showcase its Metroidvania roots. You start out with only a knife and a revolver, both of which are good but weak weapons, especially against foes that are bigger than spiders and scorpions. As you progress, you get better weapons and items. These include a machine gun, a flamethrower, a magical serpent staff, and ancient Egyptian rings and gauntlets. There are also item upgrades available which increase the amount of abilities you can do. Some of these increased powers include the ability to hover, fly, breathe underwater, open force fields, and jump higher than you'd normally be able to. There are also a couple of boss fights in the game, including Set, Selkis, and the Killmot Queen herself as the final boss. In conclusion, that's why Power Slave Exhumed is one of the greatest remasters of an old 90s game I've ever played. It has really great graphics, fantastic gameplay, and enough tricks and challenges to keep you thoroughly invested in your playthrough. Personally, I didn't have any issues with levels of difficulty, game crashes, or poor frame rate. Once you start playing, it's as smooth as glass. I give it a 9 out of 10 for upgrading an old classic with superb graphics and outstanding FPS gameplay. Night Dive Studios has raised the bar for all future remasters. This is Jack Catullo covering all of the newest classics.
I personally don't play any video games myself because like I don't really like them at all. They kind of got boring after a while because I used to like sit in my house in my basement like 11 hours a day just grinding Fortnite and all that, so highly don't recommend that. But yeah, let's get on to the next thing. Another interesting elective offered here at ALJ is Mr. Scardelli's TV production classes. As a matter of fact, you are watching our final for Advanced TV with Kevin Ingram to take a brief look what goes into TV Studio 6. Roll that video.
Rolling. Scar interview, take one.
Interview me? Sure.
Who are you and what do you teach?
My name is Philip Scardelli. I teach TV production here at Arthur L. Johnson High School. I also teach digital imaging or digital photography here at Arthur L. Johnson High School.
How long have you been teaching?
About 6'1". No, that's my height. I'm sorry. How long have I been teaching? I think it's my 15th or 18th year. I believe it's my 18th year. They haven't caught on to me yet, so I'm still here. Make sure, remember, when we use a second mic, of course. We use a second mic, whether it's a lav mic or a handheld mic in channel 2. But now in Premiere, we have to fill the audio and put that channel, put that on both. But I always did love photography before I got into video production and playing around on my own. I always just took still photos, but still leans more towards video. I love the moving images because you're combining still photos, right? All those attributes and skills, but you're adding sound to it as well, and of course, motion. All right, so good. So our audio levels are good. Make sure there's no gaps in between the clips, and you know to quickly move between one clip and another, just hit the up or down arrow, and Premiere will move to the next edit point on your timeline. So that's a good way to quickly move around your sequence, right?
Taught anything else but the TV and photo classes?
Yes, unfortunately, I came back one year. I was looking, we get our schedules in like the end of August, and I saw computer science, something like that, and it was had me teaching Word and Excel, and this can't be right. I called the school. I said, no. For some reason, they gave me this class that I never open Excel other than to open it up and look at it and say, what the hell is this program? So anyway, they gave me that. Luckily, the teacher, Mrs. Rothman at the time, helped me out. She had my back, but I was like panicked, severely depressed. I didn't want to teach that. I didn't know anything. It's very uncomfortable to teach something you don't know about or don't care about. So that was probably one of the worst teaching experiences of my life. So after the camera's powered up, first step is flip up the LCD screen. So that's your cameraman's best friend. Now it's black, right? Why is it black? Because the lens cap is on. We gotta let light in, right? So right here, this is built-in lens cap. So I just flip this, see where my thumb is? Yep. Flip that up. Now we have light. Perfect. So we can see what we're doing. Remember, pan left and right, pan left and right. When you're doing a pan, any camera move, but pan is left to right. Make sure you do smooth, fluid, all right, and not too fast.
How did you get into filming and photography?
It was always a passion of mine. I always loved movies as a little kid, just between us. I would check TV Guide, which is before your time, but I would see what movies were on that week. If there was a good movie I wanted to see, I would play sick to stay home from school to watch a classic film that I had read about, heard about. But I always liked movies, and I started with still photos, always like that. And then when I was able to get my own video camera, I started playing around with that. And I worked for someone who had his own video production company doing event videos. Started my own video production company doing event videos and a little bit of corporate. And worked for TV 36 in Clark. I sort of elbowed my way into that. And then they knew me from the township from doing the Board of Ed meetings and town council meetings. Then they asked me if I wanted to teach here. I said, hey, I'll give it a shot. Why not? And the rest is ALJ history, I guess. So now what we have to do is check this, the R. So make sure both channel 1 and 2 are both, R is checked for both channel 1 and 2. Are you left clicking? It looks like you are. So make sure that right channel is clicked on both channel 1 and 2. So that'll fill it on both. Let's do it. Let's give it a second. It takes a moment for the computers to respond, so you have to be a little bit patient. I know you want to be working with me, but I can't help you with that. You're in the.
What do you enjoy about teaching?
I really do like working with teenagers most of the time. My two biggest pet peeves are, trying to provoke kids. Get to work, put down your phone. That I hate. But I like the energy that you guys have. I feed off of that. But I also love, if I could show you guys one thing, like one student walks away and says, you know what? I like to take pictures outside of school that aren't for assignments. Or I like to do a video with my friends that has nothing to do with a school assignment. Or they might come to me and say, Scardilli, I was watching a movie and I noticed that they did something, they crossed the axis, or the continuity on these cuts didn't match up. That's what makes my day. I'm a geek, what can I tell you? Also, when you're doing a camera move, whether it's a pan left or right, or a tilt up and down, remember, look here, make believe we're interested. Tilt is up and down, right? So rehearse it ahead of time, number one, if you would like to. But also, make sure you start and end on the movement. So if I'm going to do a tilt up, my camera is pointed down towards the floor. I'll slowly tilt up, and I get to the end of my shot, I'll stop, and of course, always have about 5 seconds of a bumper or record more than what you think you need. So 5 seconds before your action or your dialogue begins, at the start of your shot, and 5 seconds at the end. Why? Any idea why I should tell you to do that? Why do it?
Cut.
Yeah, because you cut. Because if you want to do anything other than a direct cut, you'd like a little bumper, a little padding. Do a dissolve. A dissolve is like a slow transition.
Why should you take the class?
Why? Because I'm the teacher, not a bitch. No, seriously. I think it's great because everybody's walking around with cameras all the time in their pockets, and the cameras on their phones are pretty good in terms of quality. So why not learn how to use those to do something other than selfies or pictures of your food or whatever? Why not learn how to frame and focus a shot? Why not learn how to express yourself creatively? And when I'm doing photography, or more photography, because video production you have to really focus on, but photography for me is a way to just sort of get in the moment and look at things different, try to frame the world in a different way, see things differently through the lens, and use light and color and shadow to create something interesting that might be mundane you would pass by. So see the world in a different way. Why not? So now you have your framing done, you focused, you got your framing, all right? This is how you do it. If you want an F in this class on any project, if you want an F, then do the 4 Fs. Fill the frame with face and focus. Change that. It's 5 Fs. If you want any Fs on your report card on my projects, 5 Fs. Zoom in, right? So fill the frame with face, focus, right? Then zoom out, and then frame your shot. Frame means composition. Right. So fill, frame with face, focus, and then frame. Forget about your job, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your school grades, whatever. And same with video production. I love it. To me, it's a great way to tell a story or express yourself creatively, have some fun, just do some goofy things with your friends. All right, so this is my brightness, so adjust the iris slowly, good. So that's my brightness or exposure. So once that's done, we're already focused. We filled the frame with face, right? Mm-hmm. We focus. Now we've framed our shot. We set up our exposure, which is good. That looks good. Now,
finally, why is the sky blue?
The sky is blue because when the sun shines through it, it has something to do with the particles in the atmosphere that makes it blue, I believe. Am I right on that? I think I am. Hey. I remember something from science class, go figure.
Thank you.
Is there anything I would like to add? Yeah, get involved, guys. Put down your phones and let's pick them up for something other than scrolling or texting or surfing the web. Take a picture, make a movie, have fun and express yourself. I think once you do it and you're getting appreciation for the kind of work that goes into just a simple production. If you want to zoom out and show that we have a lighting setup here, Connor, maybe show the class. This is not just sit down in the classroom. We have a couple of lights set up here. So just this gives it a different look than just a classroom light. So if you just learn a little bit about lighting and how to make people look differently, more attractive or more dramatic. So sign up, kids. Take it. It's a great elective. It's fun. No homework. I didn't say that out loud, did I? No. Good. See you later. Thanks for spending time with me.
I really love Scardilli's class and his photo class and advanced TV class, and also It rocks. It's also very fun, amazing, and very genuine, and I highly recommend taking this class. Speaking of Mr. Scardelli, he's jumping in today to fill in our missing meteorologist. Here's Scar with the weather.
Hey there, guys. Cesar, I want to thank you for that plug. I'll pay you after the final is over. Okay, thanks so much. All right, so today's weather, it's 70s, high 60s, cloudy, and just in time for tonight's scheduled Kumpf graduation at 6 o'clock, the rain arrives. So it looks like Carl H. Kumpf middle schoolers will have to wait a day or so until they move on in their promotional ceremony. So we do expect some rain later tonight. The big question is tomorrow, because ALJ, everybody know what tomorrow is? The last day of school. That's right. If you think you're excited, excuse me, cloudy. There we go. Things are, so rain today, but tomorrow will be cloudy. And let's see what the 10-day forecast is for Clark. I don't care about 10 days. You know what I care about? Tomorrow. I have to live stream the graduation and broadcast it as well. Did you guys know I do all that? Did you know I did all that stuff? Did anybody here know I do all that stuff? You don't. You think I'm just a funny-looking guy who runs around the school. But anyway. Tomorrow, June 23rd, the big news for that is scattered showers. But how scattered? When will they arrive? So highs like in the mid-60s in the daytime. And the big news at 7 o'clock when we're scheduled to walk in our caps and gowns, okay? And do please, students, seniors, please make sure you're wearing something underneath those caps and gowns, okay? Thank you so much. All right. Look, 70 degrees, and it looks like cloudy. No rain. All right? I'm excited. All right? Good. Last day of school, pretty good weather, outdoors instead of sweating in the gym. But you know what? No matter what the weather is outdoors, it's always sunny here in Studio 16. So back to you at the desk. Cesar, you're doing a great job on Anchor, and I better put on my headset because I have another job to do myself.
Thanks for the weather update, Mr. Scardelli. Back to the control room with you. That's it for today's show. Thank you for stopping by Crusader Country. Stay safe, and remember, you could check us out anytime on the World Wide Web. This is Cesar Meno from Studio 16 in the heart of Crusader Country. Remember to check us out on the web until we're on your screen again. Stay well, and have a great summer.